a little different. It's not nighttime, as you can see, which is a little different. And now I'm in my bedroom, which is also different. I have laundry I need to do, so I thought might as well do both. You know, do a recording and get some laundry done. So that's what we're doing. I don't really know what I want to talk about today. I also don't have my hat. I thought the hood was good enough. Hopefully the music's not too loud. Hopefully you can still hear me. My camera's across the room. I hope you're doing well. I was kind of thinking about why I do these. And like, yeah, they're like digital diaries. But like, why do I do it in the format that I do it? Is there a reason, or should I change? And something that came to mind, I really like. It's like, I don't hide my face or like try and hide my hair and stuff. I don't care as much about anonymity and like keeping my face out there. It's not really the point. I think I want to appeal to as many people as I can. And not in the sense of like be everything to everybody. I don't want to be inauthentic so that everybody likes me. It's not my goal. My goal is more, I want to help as many people as I can. If I'm going to help anybody with these videos, I want the likelihood of helping somebody to be higher. And if you have a black screen, well, you don't literally, but if you have a blank slate, you can kind of put in whatever you want there. So I guess part of me hiding, or more so just not broadcasting what I might look like, where I live, I mean, more so like the state or the country where I live, or, you know, my job or my family situation, stuff like that. I don't really want to share, partly because I don't know who might see this, and so I'd rather not have that everywhere, but I, even more than that, I want, you know, I want to connect with everybody, and I don't want there to be oh, well, she looks like this, and so I have this preconceived notion or perception about her, or she is from here, so she doesn't know this, or she doesn't understand this, or she knows more about, you know. I don't want that. I know everybody's gonna have, like, even just, oh, she's covering her face, she is mysterious, or she has something to hide, or, you know, something like that, or there are gonna be preconceived notions with everything. I mean, we're humans, we judge, that's natural. But if I can limit it, why not, you know? I can give more people, they can think what they want about me. And you can infer and make up in your head maybe something that fits what you want to see, I guess. And there is something to be said about not doing that, and like, reality is reality, and giving people more to fantasize or whatever. Not fantasize like in a weird way, but like getting in touch with authentic reality. There's something to be said about that. And I think that people who do that, who put out content or live their lives in a way of this is who I am and you're not going to change me and you have to accept me, or at least accept me or don't. There's something to be said about that, and I think that's admirable to a degree. I think for me and what I'm doing with this, I'm not trying to push it out there. I'm not doing any sort of background advertising to try and get more people to see it. I don't really care if people see this, because I think if someone sees it, it's because they're meant to. I think you're gonna see it if you need to see it, or if you choose to click on this video. If it even pops up in any sort of recommendation anywhere, first of all, I'll be surprised. I don't put any tags. I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works, and I don't care to. I think if this gets big, cool. I don't really care if it does. That's not my goal. I like helping people and showing people some kindness and also just talking. So this gives me an excuse to speak my mind freely, kind of process some things that maybe I need to process, or, you know, they're a little damp still. They're not like damp enough to be wet, but they're not going to be musty or anything. I fold them up and put them away, but they're like cold almost. I don't know, I feel a little weird. Maybe next time I'll run them in the dryer a little bit more. I don't know. It's like a personal diary for me, and if it can help somebody or maybe make someone's day, that'd be great. And if not, okay, that's fine too. I don't really care much, because I don't have any explicit goals. This is just me talking at my camera and uploading it whenever I get around to it. Something that I feel comfortable having out there in the ether of the internet. I'm Kit, by the way. I didn't really start this one like I wanted to. I kind of dove right into it. I thought I'd give like an update or, you know, introduction or thing. That's what I did last time, I think. I don't remember. But, yeah, I'm just doing these, like, video diaries, I guess. Work's been tiring. I'm exhausted. I didn't sleep well the past 2 nights at all. I really didn't. I could have gone to bed earlier, didn't do that. So that's part of it. And then when I did finally get to sleep, it wasn't a good night's sleep. Just, I don't know. I woke up exhausted, and I got coffee way too late in the day. I don't like drinking coffee past noon. It's just like, I don't really have a real reason. I mean, usually, or there are a lot of times that if I drink caffeine, like too much caffeine past a certain time of the day, sleeping's difficult. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes, a lot of the time, I'll drink coffee in the morning, and then I will crash midday as soon as it wears off. So that doesn't help either. Kind of happened today. It happened yesterday for sure. I took a walk. I got some coffee. I went to work. And then, halfway through work, I was exhausted. I got home exhausted. I was going to nap. I ended up not doing that, and then I ended up, even though I was exhausted, planned on going to bed earlier, ended up going to bed a lot later than normal. So, but hey, that happens. And, once it happens, you can't do anything about it. You just plan to improve next time. Change. Recognize what led to that happening, and if you care to make a difference, then you make a difference. And if not, well, you can't really be angry, can you? Kinda do it to yourself. I do it to myself. It's like today. So I technically have 2 bosses at my job. One is a very good leader, or a very good boss person. The other one, more of someone that they enjoy being a boss, but they aren't the best boss. I don't know. To not be mean, I don't know. I don't want to talk about someone in a bad light. Personally, I like one boss more than I like the other. They're both great people. They're both very nice, very laid back people, and genuine. I think they're very down to earth people. But every day, one of them is at work. So it's you're never there without a big boss. One of them is going to be there. And boss A was there today. Boss B called me and texted me on my way to work asking where I was because I slept late. I also set my alarm an hour later. And then I laid in bed because I felt like crap, because I slept like crap. And, but I still wanted to do my morning routine. So I did a shortened, kind of not great version of my morning routine. Still did it. I've been starting to do a face routine, which has been really nice. I've been enjoying it. I did it this morning, but it put me behind. Well, that didn't. Getting up when I did and laying in bed for as long as I did is what put me behind. And I chose to do a face routine. Still had time, and then I made breakfast. Then I made breakfast, and my alarm to leave went off as I sat down to eat breakfast. I said, crap, I can't really bring this with me, so I'm gonna sit here and eat and then leave, and I might be a little late. And I was. Not terrible. I think I was 7, 8, maybe close to 10 minutes late. I left my house I was probably, because from my dorm I was probably 10 minutes late. Maybe a little less, give or take, whatever. But I didn't notice them at Boss B texted and called me until I got there, and a little after, later in the day. I already got there and started doing stuff, because it was get there and go, go, go. There's a lot to do, and then it slowed down a little bit. Then I was able to check my phone and saw that I had missed calls and texts. They weren't even there that day. It was Boss A. So I don't know why they were the one to message me instead of Boss A. If it was a serious issue, or because it was a, hey, where are you? Are you coming in? How far away are you? And so I thought, I already knew that Boss A was going to be there today. So when I saw messages from Boss B, I was a little confused. And I had a missed call and then 2 texts. And one of the texts was asking how far I was. And then the second text was, you need to start coming in on time for work. No more being late. Now, initially, this really annoyed me. I gotta be honest. It really just... I was very confused. And I was like, what the heck? I was late today, but not that late. And because of some weather issues, inclement weather, I was late 2 days ago. But I had called as soon as I realized, hey, I can't take this road because of what's going on. I didn't know till I got to this road, so now I have to figure out a different way to work. I'm gonna be a little late. And that was Boss B that I called because I was working with him that day. And he said, okay, no problem, be safe. And just get here when you get here. I said, okay, cool. So I did. And I was about 15 minutes late. No problem. Everybody was dealing with the weather issues. It was the weather. You can't really change that. So I was late then. I was late today. And then I had just gotten back from a trip. Last week was my first week back from my trip. I was gone for 2 weeks. Had some issues during there because I was supposed to only go gone for 1 week. 2 weeks turned into 2 weeks because of some, unforeseen circumstances that I couldn't control. But again, they were understanding, totally fine. I technically only missed like 2 or 3 days that I was I was scheduled to work. Like, I know I'll be back by now. I wasn't back by then. So I went in, and because I was gone and everything that happened, I was struggling to get back into my routine at home and struggling to get back into my routine at work. So it was kind of just a rough week. I had the first day I was late, I called and said, I texted and I was like, hey, I am on my way. Just want to let you know that I am running a little late. He's like, okay, see you when you get here. No, it's not a problem. And then I was either on time or a couple minutes late the rest of the week. Not like every single day. I think it was a couple days. So last week was a bit rough, and I've been either on time or a few minutes late each day. Each day, because on time, or I think I hit like my good typical, because usually I have been very consistently on time or early to work. So this past week was just me getting back into it, and then the weather issue, and then this morning. Yesterday I got there on time, and usually I don't leave until 15-20 minutes after I'm scheduled to leave, because I would love to leave right when I'm scheduled to, like schedule hour to hour. I would love to show up and then leave, but there's stuff you have to do, like to do your closeout, like shift, wind down, close, whatever. You have to do that stuff. And that takes time, and I don't like starting that before my shift is done. I don't know. Maybe I should. Personally, I like working my whole hours. So I usually leave later anyway, unless I'm told, or I planned it out, or it's really slow, or something happens that I don't start my close down. Anyway, point being, I'm a hard worker, I think. I feel that I'm a good worker. I feel I'm always ready to help. I'm ready to, I take care of everything really well. I have some moments of forgetting things and maybe missing the mark or messing up, but I always do my best to rectify and course correct, or solve the issue if I create one. So having that, comments have been made last week of I haven't been doing a good job, but they were little offhanded comments, and they were from Boss B. Of, oh, you're not doing a good job of this, or oh, y'all need to be doing better at this. It wasn't very pointed, but he's never expressed, they've never expressed that it's been an issue before, and the issue was a little, not nonsense, but it just didn't, I don't know, it felt very nitpicky, and something that I didn't fully understand that was expected of me. So if I'm doing it poorly, then I need to improve, but maybe directly say, hey, this is what we do, or this is how we're supposed to do that. I don't know. And now, today, with that comment of, you need to start coming to work on time, no more being late. Well, I'm gonna be late at some point, at some time. I'm human, things happen, weather, issues, things that are out of my control. I'm going to be late again in the future because of things I can't control. And I will always do my best, or at least I need to always do my best to keep, do things that are in my power, of making sure I'm going to bed on time and waking up on time and doing my routine in a timely manner and not getting distracted by my phone or, dilly-dallying or just laying in bed like I did this morning. There are things that I can improve and that I need to improve, of course. The comment of start coming in on time, as if I haven't in the past, that this is, the first time, or, I need to begin doing a good job, because I haven't been, at all. I think that's unfair. I didn't take it personally, because I understand this boss and their mindset, their personality, and at first I totally disregarded it, and I was annoyed by it, and just rolled my eyes like, oh yeah, that's just them. But they're not wrong. I have a job and a responsibility, and in my poor planning, I impact the people around me, and I don't fulfill my responsibility when I'm late. A couple minutes or not, it matters. I think it's not something to split hairs over, especially someone who I have been there on time, more often than not early, every single shift for the whole time I've worked there. And if there's been times that I haven't been able to, I call and let somebody know in advance, or that morning, which that has happened very, very few times. I think twice the whole time I've worked there. So, I don't know. The point is, I don't know if it was a fair comment to make in the way it was made. I do think it was a fair comment to make in general, though, because I was failing to uphold my, end of the deal of working this job. And if I boil it down to just, what was said, yeah, I didn't fulfill my responsibility. So I do need to do a better job. No more coming into work late. Whether it was a mistake or not, it was something that I could have controlled, and I controlled it poorly. So that is my fault. And I can choose to be upset or annoyed or just dismissive of the comment, or I can choose to take responsibility and ensure that I am doing my best and I'm putting my best foot forward and not taking advantage of their laid-back nature or their niceness. I don't know a better word to say it. So that happened today. I hope that you can do that as well. Maybe someone is making an offhanded comment or saying something that is either rude or maybe to some degree uncalled for, or maybe inappropriate, or maybe it comes across rude or passive aggressive or incredibly nitpicky and unnecessarily so. But don't just dismiss it initially. Don't just dismiss it right off the bat. Take a minute and see, is there any validity to this at all, even just like objectively? And if there is, focus on that part of it instead of how it made you feel or the, the ways that it's wrong or unfair. Because it wasn't a big deal. I don't think it was quite fair. It was a little frustrating because literally last week, even on a rough week for me, this boss had texted me and said, "Hey, thank you so much for doing a rockin' job. Like, safe travels home. You've been killing it." And then today is, "You need to start being on time." Like, well, I have been on time. I've had a couple rough days. However, even both, that's true. I do need to be on time. So I'm choosing to hear that part of what was said to me. So I think that's important, because I think it would be a bit arrogant to just dismiss it, and it would be unfair to my bosses, both of them. My other boss A, hasn't said a word to me, hasn't had any issues with me that has been expressed, and we have had no issues like communicating or working together, and they haven't said a thing about my work ethic or anything. And if they do have an issue, or if I am making a mistake, they've been very like, "Hey, this is how we do it," or "When you do this, can you make sure this?" And they say it in a way that's more, we're working together than pointing a finger, which I appreciate. That's very respectful. Not to say that my other boss is disrespectful. It's just, it's all different. People are different. And I'm choosing to hear it in a certain light, just to be looking at what I can improve, because I know that I always can improve. So, yeah, take that with you, if you could. I think that's important. I think growth is really, really important, and honest reflection is really important. I've never been really great at that. Recently, I've been getting better, I think. I think this was a big moment of that for me. And I wanted to message my friend, like, "Oh my gosh, so-and-so is like so nitpicky, and they just want to find something to complain about," and whatever. I could have done that. They probably would have agreed with me. But I don't think that was conducive to anything positive. I don't think that was helping anybody. It wasn't helping me. I mean, it would help me feel better in the moment, I guess. Ultimately, it is drama that I am creating by just not, taking accountability. I don't know. I need to do better at going to bed, though. Do you know that? And that's a big reflection of it, of doing my job to the best of my ability. Because if I'm not going to do that, why would I work? What's the point of doing something if you're not going to do your best? Maybe just to get by? Just to say you did it? Sure. Could do that. Just don't know if that's worth it. I don't know if that's enough of a real reason. Maybe it is for you. Maybe it is for some people. I think it is for some people. I don't want to live like that, though. I don't really know what my best is yet, and I think that's a big part of this, is figuring out what that is and finding it and then doing it. I have a lot of really big goals and dreams, and if I settle for mediocrity now in the little things that I don't think matter, it's going to be that much harder to pull out greatness when it does matter. Because if I find greatness in everything that I do, then it'll be easy to really pull out big feats of determination and dedication and responsibility when it does matter for those really, really big things. So that's just my 2 cents. I finished my laundry. I just gotta put it away. I'm not gonna keep you here for that though. I also need to get some water. I'm talking a lot and mouth is dry. So also might take a nap. We'll see. The coffee crash is happening. Feel it. So maybe I'll quit the coffee for a little bit. We'll see. I have been doing better with my water intake. I have a big, 48-ounce jug with a straw, and I love those things. They help me drink more water. I sit there and I sip on it all day, and then I get water and I refill it. And, you know how water bottles work? I don't know. I've also started tracking my meals again, which is something I don't love doing, and I'm not great at. And I've had serious issues in the past with it when I was younger, close to obsessive levels of issues. However, I think every time I come back to it, I'm coming back to it in a more healthy manner. This time, it's not really to track my calories and to be very precise and specific about it. It's more just to get a general idea and a look of what am I eating in a day, how much am I eating, what is the nutrition I'm getting, and how can I improve it. So that's what I'm looking at. What are my goals? What am I doing to meet or hinder those goals? Generally, I've been doing decent. Little too much calories, a little bit too much intake. And the intake hasn't been very nutritious. However, the past week has been really good. Past week and a half has been a lot better. I think my biggest issue now is more so the amount of intake more than the type of intake, if that makes sense. I'm not eating as much junk food. Excuse me. I'm not eating as much junk food or as much unbalanced meals. I've improved that, and I've improved my water intake. I've improved how many calories I'm drinking, because that's really easy, and I'm really I fall into that really easily of just drinking away a bunch of calories with the coffee. So change the type of coffee I drink, and I've been doing better on that, and I feel better. I also got a memory that popped up the other day of me a couple of years ago. I know it was 1 year ago actually, and what I looked like and where I was at, and I had hit a milestone at that point, and now I'm somewhere completely different, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've made so much progress in 1 year, and I haven't even really realized it. It was very nice. So that's been great. I really like those little milestones that I can have for myself of seeing improvement spontaneously and when it's not really planned, and accepting the improvement as improvement, because I couldn't say cool, good enough, and be happy where I am now, and maybe that'd be fine. Maybe I could be happy where I am now, and that would be enough for me. Some people, I am like me where I'm at, where I'm at physically is someone else's goal, and I recognize that. Personally, for me, I have a goal that looks a little different than where I'm at now. But where I'm at now was the goal of me a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So I'm proud of that, and I'm very happy with that progress. I accept that progress, And I'm saying, heck yeah, I did it. I made it. And now I'm going to keep going. So, take the wins when you see them, when you do them, when you find them, no matter how small, because every win is a step. Like, I couldn't get to where I want to be from where I was without being where I am right now. It would not be possible. I could not jump there. I can't just pack on muscle and shave off weight and be there, and or fat, not specifically weight, but that's with anything. You can't be at one spot and then immediately be at the other spot. You can't teleport, literally or metaphorically. If you're building something, you build it piece by piece. You can't just have the pieces and then go bam and it's all together. Even if it's like a 2-block put together, you have to start with them not together, and then they come together, and then they're the thing. Hopefully that makes sense. Every single goal, every single accomplishment you want to achieve, everything you want to do in life, you have where you are now, you have where you want to be, and you have the middle. And you have to go through the middle. You have to do, and you have to take those steps. You have to move through that. You can never just be there at where you want to be. So sometimes it is nice to turn around and look at where you are in reference to how far where you started. I think we get bogged down in looking at how far we have to go, and we don't take the time to appreciate how far we've come. You deserve more recognition in the little battles that you are winning that no one really knows about. I can say that I see them, but I literally don't. But I know what that's like. That you're winning battles that either other people don't see, or maybe you choose to not tell anybody, or maybe they choose to not listen. Maybe it's just hard to talk about it or explain. Personally, my physical and dietary goals are something that I share when I hit the really big moments. Like when I saw that picture of me from a year ago, I shared that with my friend, and that was a big moment for me. But the fact that I drank an extra bottle of water that day, I didn't share that. It wasn't something that I felt needed to be shared. I was able to be happy about it and proud of myself about it and pat myself on the back. Sometimes you do need to share even the small goals, though, the small wins. Sometimes it's nice to share. And sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll message and I'll be like, hey, I wanted a muffin today, but I didn't eat it. And I feel pretty great about it. And we both high five and like, yeah, good job. And other days, I have, like I said, the other day, I drank an extra bottle of water. I felt great. Like, look at me. I did that thing. And I was happy. And that's what mattered. And I was able to look in the mirror and say, good job. So, do what's right for you. As long as you're not hurting anybody or yourself. Be honest. Just be honest with yourself. Truly. Take what other people have told you about you and what other people think about you and put it down. And be honest with yourself about yourself. Because, that's at the end of the day what matters. You can lie to yourself all day. Deep down, you know that you're lying, though. So, I could have lied to myself today about, the thing with work. Like, no, I'm always on time, and, oh, it's not that big a deal, and I do a great job, and I'm doing my best. And then I'm not doing my best. I am putting effort in. And I'd say I am putting in a decent amount of effort. I could be putting a lot less effort in. But if I'm honest with myself, I did make poor choices, and they resulted in a poor outcome, and that is my responsibility. Ultimately, that's on me. So, I need to improve. Or at least, get back on the track of the reputation that I do have and that I've made. I'm not going to beat myself up about it, though, because that's not going to prove anything. It's not going to help anything. So, I think that's enough for today. I hope that your day's been good. Or maybe this is the morning, and I hope your day turns out to be good. Or that your night was good. I hope you're doing well. My hoodie says, "Believe in yourself," on the front, and in really, really big letters on the back. I would show you, but I'm really tired, and I don't feel like trying to turn all the way around. And it's flipped anyway, I think. Oh, wait. Believe in... Oh, okay, no, you can read it. Okay, never mind. Still, I don't want to do that right now. Sorry. Kind of. Not really. I don't know. You're not alone in the battles that you're fighting. Someone else is fighting a very similar, if not the same battle. Doesn't mean you're not special, but that does mean that you're not alone. So remember that. Smile today. And thank you for listening, if there's anyone out there listening. I was gonna say goodnight, but it's not nighttime, so it takes away that one. 감사합니다. And I need to get back into studying because I forget. Good evening. Or like there's that at least. So, thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time I have something to say.